Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today I'm very delighted to be here to talk to you about informative speech. I'm Ningsih Yulianti. My NPM number is 2021-22-088 and I'm the leader of the fourth group. Our group name is We Tried because no matter how the result would be, the point is we tried our best to. As you can see here are our members consist of Ipani, Sabrina, Firna, Charul Aziz, and me myself, Ningsih Yulianti. The materials that I will explain to you right now, there are 5 points, which are: what is the informative speech and the aim of it, the strategies or approaches to defining informations, they are available to the informative speech speaker. The ways the speaker helps the audience comprehend the message, kinds of subject matter that can be addressed in an informative speech, and some key points to keep in mind while creating an informative speech. Now let's start with the first point, which is the definition of informative speech. So, an informative speech is a speech that provides new information, new insight, or new ways of thinking about a topic. It might be an explanation of a concept or a practice, a description of a person, place, or event, or even a physical demonstration of how something works. Example might be like explanation of a concept. It might be a lecturer about something, like a biology lecturer. A description of a person, introduce someone. A description of a place, you introduce a place or event. And then like a demonstration, maybe you show how to do something, how to make something. So as long as the audience learns something, the options are nearly limitless. Even right now, I talk to you about informative speech is an informative speech itself. Okay, so next, let's look at the goals. The main goals of an informative speech is to help explain a specific subject and to help the audience to remember the knowledge later. We as the speaker have to make sure that the audience can understand and also remember our material. There are also another goal, which is to enhance the understanding of the audience, to maintain the interest of the audience, and then to make the audience remember the speech. Have to make the audience understand the information, remember it, and also make sure that they enjoy our speech. They are interested, they are engaged to our speech. Next, strategies or approaches for defining information that are available to the informative speech. The first one is adjust complexity to the audience. If your speech is too complex or too simplistic, it will not hold the interest of your listeners. How can you determine the right level of your complexity? Your audience analysis is one important way to do this. So before you start your speech, you have to analyze your audience first so that you will know how to adjust the complexity of your audience. And then avoid unnecessary jargon. If you decide to give an informative speech on a highly specialized topic, limit how much technical language or jargon you use. Loading a speech with specialist language has the potential to be taxing on the listener, so they might be not interested to that jargon, or it might make them not focus of the information itself. Next, create concrete image. You can create concrete image because as a college student we have had the amount of exposure to abstract terms. And then keep information limited. When you develop your speech, you carefully narrowed your topic in order to keep information limited yet complete and coherent. So it's better short but complete and coherent. And then link current knowledge to new knowledge. A certain set of knowledge are common to many people in your classroom or your audience. So you can link that knowledge that your audience have to new knowledge that you will going to tell them. Then make it memorable. If you want your speech to be remembered by the audience, then you have to make it memorable. Make it relevant and useful. When thinking about your topic, it's always important to keep your audience members centered. stage in your mind. We have to make sure that our speech is relevant and useful, so that will be always remember our speech, our information that we give, and personalize your content. It would be interesting, it would be engaging for the audience if you personalize your content. The next, we have the speaker ways to help the audience comprehend the message. First one, tailor complexity to your audience. You have to analyze your audience. You have to consider how the best they receive information. Then using concrete specific words for clarity. The concrete words help your audience to understand precisely what you mean. Make it memorable. So I have said it before, if you make your speech memorable, then your audience will always understand and remember your speech itself. Next is kind of subject matter that can be addressed in an informative speech. It can be a definition speech, which explains the meaning, theory, or philosophy of a specific topic that the audience likely doesn't know much about. And then demonstration speech. It explains how to do something, how to make something, like most informative speeches, like how to move from step to step through a particular activity. And then it might also be an explanatory speech. It gives like a description of the state of a given topic. And then it also can be a descriptive speech, like you create a vivid picture in a person's mind regarding an object, person, place, or even animal. So we can conclude that the subjects of an informative speeches can cover many subjects as long as they can be discussed without persuading or altering the perception of the audience. As an example, an informative speech about a particular actor or actress would likely focus on providing a description of who the person is or what movies that they play, and their career, their words like that. And the next is key points to consider. So if you want to make an informative speech, there are some key points to consider. And the first one is you have to remember that the goals of an informative speech are to enhance the understanding of the audience, to maintain the interest of the audience, and also to make sure that your audience will remember the speech. So you have to make them understand, remember, and interested. The second point is every piece of information in a speech should relate to the speech, purpose, topic, thesis simultaneously. It should be relevant and not too broad in scope. I have mentioned it before that it's better for your speech to be short. I don't mean it to be that short, but it's better than the long, but your audience could not get the meaning. The last key point is consider the complex audience that will be hearing your speech. So your audience would not always be same. They have like different knowledge. They have different background knowledge. So you better to understand, to analyze your audience first. So I think that's all from me. I hope you enjoy my presentation and can get something from this. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.